Life is about one thing, numbers, nothing else. What did Tina Turner say? What's love got to do with it? Not a fucking thing, man. That's why I tell people life begins with a number and it ends with a number. Love ain't got nothing to do with shit. It's all about numbers, nothing else.
Alright, peace, y'all. Peace. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the black godfather of the music industry. Alright, now, some people are not aware of who Clarence Avant actually is. Alright, but this was a Patreon request. Alright, and I figured I'd discuss this because there's a lot of mysterious things that went on in this situation here, and I'm gonna let you guys, you can leave your comments below and let me know what's going on. But some people are not aware of this situation here, but I'll get to it towards the end of the video. All right, now Clarence got his first start in the music business in the 1950s. All right, he was actually a manager of Teddy P's Lounge, all right, which was located in Newark, New Jersey. All right, now, for those that don't know, Teddy P, also known as Teddy Powell, was actually a popular jazz musician around the 1920s and the 1930s. All right, but once his music career started to decline, he went into the business of opening up a lounge. All right, and this lounge was very popular on the East Coast around this time. All right, but Clarence Avant, who was actually managing the club at the time, got a chance to meet with the guy by the name of Joe Glazier. All right. Now, I'm going to explain something to you guys if you weren't familiar with this. All right. Now, in the early 50s, 40s, and 30s and things like that, a lot of mafia people actually ran the music business, okay? Ran a lot of these corporations, these media companies, all right? Now, most people don't know this, but a lot of people that are involved in the mafia are actually Jewish, all right? So when you look at this, right, a lot of these people have connections, all right? So when we talk about the Jewish mafia and, the mafia that used to run around the town tearing up things, a lot of those people had ties together, okay? So the mafia ran the music business and a lot of these Hollywood companies as well. But Joe Glazier, okay, who was actually friends with Al Capone, okay, and also managed Louis Armstrong, he actually took a liking to Clarence Avant, all right? Now, when he caught wind of who Clarence Avant was, okay, he actually mentored him and showed him the ropes on how a lot of this power in the music industry is ran. All right, so now, like I said, every time you see an individual in the business, somebody teaches them the ropes. All right, you're not just gonna get in the business and assume that you're gonna know everything. All right, but Joe Glazier actually schooled Clarence Avant and gave him a lot of the knowledge on how to run the business. Okay. Now, why they took a liking to him, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not really sure, but they actually did. All right, like I said, Joe Glazier introduced Clarence to a lot of these media companies. All right, and showed them the ropes on how to do business. All right, so now once Clarence understood a little bit of the business, he tried to get his feet wet. All right. And he also managed popular jazz musician by the name of Jimmy Smith, okay, at this time. All right. Now, once Clarence understood a little bit of the business by managing Jimmy Smith, him and William Mickey Stevenson went into business and created the first joint venture deal, okay, which was called Venture Records. Now, if you are not familiar with a joint venture deal is, it's basically no ownership of your label or company, okay? You have a company and you're bringing that company to the label. You and the label split percentages 50-50. Nobody owns anything, okay? Now, when they created Venture Records, right? Venture Records was pretty good. It did pretty well, but they actually went into bankruptcy due to the lack of funds, all right, and not paying taxes, all right? So they did pretty good at first, all right, but it crashed. It went downhill from there. And then Clarence created his own label, which was called Sussex Records, all right? And he went on to sign an artist by the name of Bill Withers. If you don't know who Bill Withers is, he sings the song Lovely Day, all right, that we still hear in commercials up until today, all right? You're still going to hear that song Lovely Day played anywhere, all right? But this made Clarence a substantial amount of money, all right, by signing Bill Withers, all right? He went on to sign other acts as well, but they weren't as popular as Bill Withers was, all right? Now, I just want to point this out, right? How most people don't understand something. Now, I did a video in a few videos ago, and I spoke about how Barry Gordy actually got funded, but I just realized something, right? There were the favorites, okay, of these people that were in the business at the time, all right?
He'd call Clarence, I need you.
Most of the fundraisers were held at Lou Wasserman's house, and I would always see Clarence at those events.
Was he the only black person at these events?
I'm saddened to tell you that that may be the case.
He came a long way in a short time.
So as you can see there, they handpicked Clarence Avant, okay? So when we take a look at people like Barry Gordy, Quincy Jones, Clarence Avant, you know, all of these head honchos that still have power in the music industry today, which we would consider the elite, all right? These people are the black elitists of the music industry, all right? It doesn't cross my mind not one time to think that these people are involved in some type of boule practices, all right? But I'm going to get into that as well. I'm going to get into that now. Now, during the 80s, all right, Clarence actually focused on tours and fundraisers, okay? And he actually gave Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis their first start, all right, in the music business, okay? If you don't know who Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis is, these are the individuals that were producing a lot of Janet Jackson's old records, all right? Now, I want to talk about his wife, Jacqueline Avant. Now, for some of you that don't know, his wife, Jacqueline Avant, who was recently assassinated in 2021, all right? But they claim that this was a burglary, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about something very important, but I'm going to give you guys details on who she was, okay? Now, Jacqueline Avant was born in Jamaica, Queens, New York, all right? And her and Clarence were married for 54 years, all right? And they had 2 children. Their daughter, who actually is married to the CEO of Netflix, okay? Now, Jacqueline Avant actually modeled for Ebony magazine, okay? That's how she got her first start as a model in Ebony magazine, okay? And then she went on to do great things. She was also a philanthropist, okay, and was the board of directors for International Student Center at UCLA. All right, so she was very notable in her career and the things that she did. All right, but I found something to be very interesting about this situation, and I'm going to talk about it now. So on December 1st, 2021, she was actually killed, all right, in her Beverly Hills home. Now, you guys may be familiar with gematria, all right, but I'm just going to point this out. For her to die on 12/1/2021, all right, those numbers seem a little sketchy to me, all right? So it doesn't cross my mind that this wasn't a ritual when I see the numbers 12/12/21 being presented, all right?
Life is about one thing, numbers, nothing else. What did Tina Turner say? What's love got to do with it? Not a fucking thing, man. That's why I tell people life begins with a number and it ends with a number. Love ain't got nothing to do with shit. It's all about numbers, nothing else.
You know, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these things are ritualistic. Like I said, it doesn't cross my mind not one time to think that this guy is not a part of the boule or something like that, right? But the killer who actually did this, all right, whose name is Ariel Maynard, all right, he actually bragged about killing Jacqueline Avant to his friends over the phone, all right? Now, this is how they were able to find out who actually did it. Okay, and not sure if one of the individuals probably told the police, but he was bragging over the phone to his friends, and he actually expected to receive $50,000 before the robbery went bad. Okay, now I just want to point this out, right? How does somebody know an exact amount, okay, that they're going to receive? All right, while going into for a burglary? I don't understand. How do you know that $50,000 is going to be given to you during a random robbery? All right, so this lets you know somebody, this was a paid hit. Somebody is behind it.
There's a murder mystery in Beverly Hills tonight. Jacqueline Avant, a philanthropist and the wife of music executive, was shot to death overnight.
CBS 2's Dick Brennan here now with the latest on the investigation. Dick.
Maurice and Christine, how could this happen? Jackie Avant was killed in her home, even with a security guard nearby. Right now, police won't speculate on a motive, but are going through the many cameras in the area. Police say the gunman went into the Beverly Hills home at 2:30 in the morning and started shooting. 81-year-old philanthropist Jacqueline Avant was hit and killed. A security guard at the home was also reportedly fired upon. Her husband, 90-year-old Clarence Avant, was also home but was not hurt.
Now, am I going to put the blame on Clarence? I don't know, all right? But there is something fishy about this, all right? Now, there's another thing that I want to point out, right? About this situation. Now, it could go hand in hand, all right? It could be ritualistic, it could be a sacrifice, it could be numerous of things, right? But like I said earlier in the video, a lot of these people that are head honchos in the business nowadays, they didn't get paid. They did everything on a favor. So if someone brings you into the industry, right, and you owe a substantial amount of money to the mafia, right, there's a possibility that, you know, you may have to return or pay that debt in blood, right? But the fact that the bodyguard was at the house, okay, and Clarence was also at the house, but nobody else was harmed besides the wife, yeah, it's a little sketchy there, all right? It's a little sketchy there. I'm just saying that something doesn't sound right about this situation, all right? Now, I'm going to show you guys a clip about the chief of police and him actually admitting that this was not a random attack. All right, so you see there, y'all, there's something sketchy about this situation. Now, I could have did my due diligence, but I really didn't because of the simple fact is a lot of information is not out there about Clarence Avant, all right? He made his mark being off the scene, all right? So he wasn't really very popular until they made a documentary about him in, I believe it was 2019, all right? Now, is it possible that this could have been a sacrifice of his wife or things of that nature? Because like people are saying, who would kill an 81-year-old woman, all right? For what reason? Okay, and actually the individual didn't leave the home with any goods, okay? So it's not like this was a burglary, all right? For someone to go into a house and just randomly shoot her and leave, okay, it's cold-blooded murder if you ask me, all right? But the killer, Ariel Maynard, has been sentenced to 190 years in prison, okay, who is actually the fall guy. He is what we'll call the fall guy. We don't know if this guy is still incarcerated. We don't know. All right, but I did find this to be very skeptical, all right, and sketchy at the same time. So if you guys have any pointers about the date, the December 1st, 2021 situation, could be gematria, Could be ritualistic. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to point that out to you guys. All right. So with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. Be safe and stay blessed. Peace.